drivers.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Homestead 201, brought to you by the BNR Truck Series. Um, Playoff round 3, race 3. Uh, We'll be taking on a phenomenal Homestead for 134 laps. To give you guys a little glimpse here of the points. Why isn't it working now? Oh, that's right. Hopefully we'll figure that out. We'll go a little race information here. So as you see here, the current track temp is 103 degrees. They are in Homestead, Florida. Weather outside is 79 degrees. It is 48% humidity. It's partly cloudy with a 6-mile-per-hour wind. They do get 50% fuel. They get 3 sets. It's actually 4 sets plus the ones they start on. So 4 sets, 134 laps, 201 miles. 1 quick fix and 3 attempts at a GWC. So you see Brandon Moore making his way out there. Outside lane is the fastest, and so is the inside, from what I gather. These boys are getting roughly 25 to 27 laps of fuel. So, from what I gathered out of it, as you see Brandon Moore there. He's into P2. Runs that bottom, comes off, and hugs the wall. That will move him to first. These drivers will be under the lights tonight, so as they get ready to grid up, but Brandon Moore is there. on the pole. And I'll go over the starting grid real quick. So starting P1 will be Brandon Moore, P2 will be Randy, P3 will be Richard, P4 will be Jacob, P5 will be Matthew, P6 will be Ernie, P7 will be AJ, P8 will be Skylar, P9 will be Jaden, P10 will be Jason, P11 will be Joe, P12 will be Robert Amaro, P13 will be Dion, P14 will be Justin, P15 will be Philip, P16 will be Zach, P17 will be Nick, P18 will be Rongich, P19 Josh Small, P20 Kevin Roy, P21
Good evening, drivers. Welcome to the BNR Truck Series for the Homestead 201. Drivers, start your engines.
All right. As the drivers can now fire up their engines, they should be good.
Good.
Yeah, ready. Okay. My apologies. As we pull that up, we pull that up, and we can pull that up. Be interesting. Should go into under the lights, not too sure, but
yeah, probably will.
why is it showing him? I need this one. This one. Brandon Moore. Boy, he's ready to wave that green flag, but I hate to tell him the green flag ain't going yet. He's ready to wave.
So is this the last race before the championship four, or?
Yes.
Okay. Pretty strong field here this evening.
Oh yeah. 21. It is slick. They do get between 25 and 27 laps. Those can get much more fuel. They're good at saving that, so both lanes are quick, outside and inside, so that's not no doubt there. So pace truck lights are off. Oh, excuse me.
Brandon Moore has chosen the inside lane for this initial start.
Party the flagman waves that green flag and they get going there. Brandon Moore will lead them into turn 1. Still an even start side by side by Brandon. Richard Johns is going to look to jump to the outside.
Yes, everybody jockeying for position on this opening start. Looks like Randy's going to get the lead, though. Going to lead the first lap. Brandon's going to fall back a couple of positions because of the momentum that the high side is carrying. wanting to venture up there just yet. Almost looks like the high side is a little bit quicker than that bottom. Early goings here.
Okay.
But that is almost to be expected here.
That bottom lane comes in later in the run, as I'm told, so we'll see how well if that bottom lane prevails. Brendan Moore, Richard John having their little battle there for P3. AJ DeMarco looking to find his way in there. As we come a little bit more back here.
Not sure who that was, but white truck got in the wall. Okay. Jaden got into the wall coming out of turn 4. Gotta be careful whenever you run that high side. That wall will just reach out and grab you, pull you right to it.
Oh yeah. Right things going, then yep. You don't want to get too close to that wall. It's like a magnet. So far, so good. 5 in. Dion did have the fastest car in practice.
Everybody kind of getting strung out here. Everybody just logging laps. 134. That's literally the distance of the actual truck right here. Nice wall camera. Able to see them transitioning off of turn 2. You can see all the different racing lines that Homestead is able to produce here.
Bottom, the middle, the high lane. A lot of these boys, if they did any officials last week, this is where they were at. So if they done any of them, they know the line to run and when to change. Some have advantage, some don't. This happened that Homestead fell right here, so that's Randy a comfortable half-second lead for the Jacob target.
Trying to stretch it up to a full second.
Oh, as Jaden gets loose there.
But he was able to correct it. But he's going to lose at least 2 spots there. Dion and Rongich.
So there's only 2 drivers currently locked in, and that is Rongich and Raider. So they can just ride. But Thursday's the finale in Xfinity as they will take on Rockingham. See there, Rongich gets a great run on the outside.
He was really able to wrap that high side and carry that momentum off. The 40 of Hunsaker, though, kind of canceled that momentum out just for a moment down the back straightaway. He's going to have to try to get it back gathered up again as we have some more looseness coming off of turn 2. That is to be expected, though. here at Homestead off of turn 4 and turn 2, but more so it has been off of turn 2 tonight, at least at the moment. Probably when the tires get a little bit more worn in, possibly. We'll see a little bit more. Go ahead, Brian.
I said, yeah, once they start getting wearing, they'll start getting a little bit more looser off of 4, so.
Jacob Carter moved back into the 3rd position. Ernest King dropping down to 5th. Brandon Moore, the pole sitter, has went down to 6th. And my oh my, looks like they are navigating around Robert Amaro, who I don't think he was able to grid. Something happened to him early on. And as Rongich found out, you got to be patient navigating through the traffic when the traffic doesn't quite know that you're on the outside. So, bit of a learning experience for someone who wants to just constantly get up and go.
Oh yeah, Zach Deutscher there in that TPB truck up there in the top 10. You notice how
Richard
he's
Johns
in the middle there.
Yes, indeed. Just not quite straddling that seam, but putting at least the right sides on it or just over it. Jason Adams in that number 8 truck. I believe that's Jason.
Yes.
Richard Johns seems to be running down, coking.
There you go, just like that. The pass to the lead, and Richard Johns is now in the lead.
Jacob Carter got grabbed by the wall going through turn 2. Not sure if something happened to Randy or maybe just...
Randy was in the wall. He probably got a little tight.
I was going to say he had a decent cushion on second place, and then all of a sudden it disappeared. Dion moved up inside the top 5 now. He is in 5th position.
That's good old Dion. Hanging out, trying to gain as much points as he can. The points are very close with Bridgman and Dion. So Carter's in a must-win. Brandon is fine. Skylar's in a must-win. Bridgman kinda sorta in a must-win, so unless he can magically outpoint whoever he needs to outpoint. And then you see Randy back in the wall there. As he tries to get out the way, not hold anybody up.
Yeah, he is just plateaued down that cliff or down that mountain. He was running so well, leading a lot of the opening stanza of this race, and now is he in the pits? He is in the pits now.
Way too early scheduled pits, maybe something had occurred to that 48. As Skylar Sigston and Rongich battle there.
Well, Carter, Moore, and Dion have kind of chased down Johns, Richard Johns in the first position, and man, second, third, and fourth, all three different lines there.
Richards is probably biding his time and not really pushing and just running his own pace. He's got nobody behind him. He's just running his line and doing what he needs to do and trying to focus on his first win here.
Homestead looks to be a very good track for Dion here tonight. He seems ultra comfortable here. Riding inside the top 5, now moved into the top 3. Really working that bottom lane, wrapping the truck around. And there you have the 40 of Hunsaker, just chilling inside the top 5. He's got all of this gaggle of mess right in front of him as far as battle for the lead and everybody who is inside the top 5 just right here. The whole top 5 separated by 0.6 of a second. And then Zach Deutscher is in 6th place, just 2 seconds off of this battle. Hey, the track went to orange for a moment. That was creepy. But
Halloween.
Oh yeah, totally.
Must have had some special effects. You see Randy coming through here with fresher tires.
Must have been the sunset trying to peek up through the track.
That is a possibility.
Yes, Randy, the only one at the moment on fresh tires. As who is that in the pit road? Jason
Carter,
Adams.
Hunsaker, Wrongich, Adams.
Well, Adams was in there. Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
Adams doing some trickery. He only possibly right sides and some fuel. 9.3 second stop there. Wonder who else, if anybody in the top 5 is going to try some right side tires here.
As you see now, everybody coming in. Richard Johns, Brendan Moore.
Oh, Skyler really almost slammed the wall just about. Almost lost control of his truck. Hey, haven't talked much about him so far this evening, but Justin Steves has cycled his way into the race lead with James Bryan right there with him. Hey, it's a Red Bull Formula One paint scheme. Truck. Yep, that's cool.
As now James Bryan cycles up to the front. You know, and I know Will, he's very good at fuel saving and the tire.
Indeed, one of the best. It's amazing how some people are just able to be ultra conservative and able to get more out of the tank than others. I'm surprised we didn't see Bridgman do this. He's usually one of them that does this as well. I don't think he qualified, so I would have thought that Bridgman would have been doing this as well, but
I think Bridgman did qualify. I can't remember.
I don't think he did.
Hey, you might not have. Probably right.
I think they only saw like 8 or 10 people qualify.
As James makes his way in.
Well, Randy will be the leader for a little bit because he had the fresh tires at lap 19. He came in and pitted about 6 laps before anybody else. Just about 6 laps, not quite, but around that. So Randy will have the lead for a little bit. Matthew Huntsacker has moved up into second position in that 40 machine after the pit cycles have been all set and done. Jacob Carter third, Richard Johns fourth, and Zach Deutscher in fifth position, still holding station there. Brandon Moore, Rongich, Rader, Ernest King, and Dion has fallen all the way down to 10th place.
So something did happen to AJ out.
You hate to see it. He was running pretty strong. I want to say he was running around the top 10, having a top 10 night going, and then mechanical failure maybe, or PC crash. Really good race so far, 30 laps in, no caution. Very surprised about this. About to be just 100 laps to go here in a short few moments.
See Robert tomorrow now making his pit stop. Kevin Roy
Just
trying to sneak in pit stop in there.
I just noticed that we got 2 drivers with the same initials, JS.
I mean Justin Steves and
Oh, we got 3. Jaden Sampson.
Yes. Yes, Jim. So far, so good. All 50 laps, 3 beats for them. Okay. I don't think anyone. But anyway, Skylar Seakston there trying to take P8 away from Dion. And he does.
And as you mentioned, Kevin Roy now inside the top 10. Got by Nick Rader there. And this 3-way battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th. Rongich not having too good of a night here tonight, Brian.
No, he ain't.
At least not the night, he wants,
Exactly. The thing I can think of is he could just be pacing. He knows he's in, so what's the whole
we got
deal?
100 laps. 100 laps to go. So the first 34, first quarter of the race. Green flag. Very surprised. But hey, these guys able to do it, so. You got Randy Koken, Brandon Moore, Matthew Huntsager, Jacob Carter, Zach Deutscher, that is the top 5. Then Skylar Seakston clawing his way up through the field here. About to be into 5th after he makes the pass on Zach here in that one machine.
You see Skylar's just about hugging that seam. The first seam before the wall there. I'm guessing that's where this truck feels comfortable at, so. The Randy's in a whole nother zip code there.
Look at that, Josh Small cracking the top 10 inside top 10 now in 10th position. Richard Johns, after having a good run to start the race, kind of evened out here in 9th position.
He's probably just
Josh
riding.
is like, hey, Richard. Kevin Roy, sitting pretty in that number 50 truck in 8th position.
Oh yeah, looking to run down Zach Deutscher.
So I'm assuming that Jason Adams's pit stop, maybe, do you think he took any tires at all, Brian?
No.
Do you think maybe he's just trying to save a set?
Yes. Like I said, they came in with 5, so.
So that's a total of 5.
Yes.
Oh, you could have gave me 4.
Well, that's what it originally was, and Oh, his Carter gets really early out there. As he gets passed by Dion.
I think they're only given 3 sets in real life here. I can't remember. It's either 3 or 4.
That's why I originally added that, and I was told to give more, so. But it is okay if it makes them happy.
Brandon Moore got ahead of Randy. Randy is now falling off with those tires now that he came in at lap 19 with. Just a second back from Hunsaker. A lot of different comers and goers here this race, at least in the opening 40 laps. And we've had I would say a decent amount of lead changes too. Hasn't just been 1 or 2. It's been a handful.
Oh yeah, I agree with you.
Love to see it, especially in the BNR Truck Series. Lots of lead changes, at least battles for the lead for the most part, except for at this moment Brandon Moore, 4.5 second gap over that second place. So
you see Rongich with some right side damage to that one cut. Loves making contact to that wall. Like I said, Richard's probably just running his own pace.
oh yeah, everybody's just probably chilling right now because there's still, you know, just over 90 laps to go.
As you see, Randy now comes in to make his pit stop there. As James
battling
Bryan
going
in danger to go on a lap down to Brandon Moore, but I don't think Brandon Moore is going to put him a lap down.
Oh, Nick Rader got up in the wall. That's going to hurt his run there. Dropped outside the top 10. Seems like every time Wrongich gets ahead of somebody, he gets rid of the wall. You can see just the gap that Brandon Moore has. He's got a whole straightaway gap back to the second place man of Matthew Hunsaker. Dion Johnson in that third position.
So we got a little incident there between Jaden.
I think that's just called getting a little bit more than you can get.
Yes. I agree. As this is the battle for the top 10.
Jason Adams peels off, making his scheduled pit stop now as well. A good battle this has been too for just around 10th position. Wrongich has been able to open up a gap to drive away from his teammates and Richard John. So as he slaps the wall again significantly hard. Oh, never mind. He's trouble. And that is going to bring out a caution.
That was probably a miscommunication with pitting.
Either that or probably could have been a little bit lower if you're going to be pitting. Because yeah, that
Yeah, that's what that was.
yeah, you want to be where about said Jason Adams. You want to be where Ernest King is whenever you're going to be making a pit stop. Obviously, Nick didn't want to plow over Ernie, so he's like, okay, well, I'll give you a lane, and I'll pit from the middle lane, which you don't really want to do. Man, iRacing, it almost didn't have to be a caution.
Yes, they were doing really good.
To me, that's just kind of what that looks like. He's like, okay, well, if the 24 is pitting, well, I'm going to give him room, but I guess he didn't expect Richard Johns to, I don't know, if I'm coming into the pits, I want to make sure that I'd rather plow over somebody than get plowed. And yeah, why would you be pitting from the middle lane to start with? That's asking for it.
Oh yeah, I agree. So first caution of the night on lap, what was that, 48?
48. Somewhere around there. 48, 49.
Let's see, we can... chit-chat with old Brandon. Brandon Moore, you got a copy?
What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
It's going all right. It's going all right.
It seems like that truck is getting better and better as soon as those lights start beating on the track.
It's fun out here. It's a good place to be right now. It's a good handling truck. It does everything you want it to do. It's just fun. It's a good time out here.
Oh yeah.
But we'll see how this strategy goes. This is a wild strategy race. I thought we had more tires than what we had.
That's right. I do think in real life, as Will said, in real life they probably only get about 3 sets anyway. So.
Gotcha.
But yet again, they do run 100% fuel. We run half of that, so.
Right.
You know.
So I'd probably say I'm gonna have to make some good out of this set here, because if I'd have known beforehand, I probably wouldn't have took those freshies there. But we'll see how it goes. It could still work out.
Yes, sir. Well, the lights are off, so you're coming back to green. Good luck, sir, and keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate it, buddy. Pray for me. I know Tires is the leader.
You got it. That is that. You heard him. Double stinting a set of tires. Unfortunately, that puts Adams, Raider, King all lapped down. James Bryant got the lucky dog. So. That will be that. Alright, well, they get ready to go back to green. You see Brandon Moore, Skylar Sigston, Deion Johnson, Josh Small, Zach Deuscher, Philip Bridgman, Richard Johns, Joe Stipe, Justin Steves, and Jacob Carter rounds out the top 10 as the leader takes the green flag. Caught Skylar sleeping. Yes, thank you, thank you. And Brandon Moore gets a wild run on that start.
Philip Bridgman able to capitalize on this caution, and it truly helped him out because he was riding outside the top 10. Now he is inside the top 5. I believe he restarted 7th, so picked up a couple of positions here on this restart, and really trying to look forward now as battle for the lead is ensuing between Deuscher and Brandon Moore, as Sigston trying to get by Bridgman.
See there, Deuscher takes the lead away. That'll move Philip into second. If Philip wins this, he punches his ticket into the final 4. That'll be great to see. Absolutely. Wonder what happened to Kevin Roy. I don't know if maybe they got caught speeding or.
I'm not too sure. He's been in the pits, I want to say, ever since that caution. Now he's rolling out. 4 laps down at the moment. So as we heard with Brandon Moore,
Nope, Kevin Roy's out there. He's still going.
lots of different strategies going on. Some double spinning, possibly triple spinning tires. just 13 competitors left on the lead lap.
Out of 17. Poor Kevin. Hate to see that happen to him. So, we got NR Motorsports 1-2.
Adams trying to get his lap back on merit. Yes, indeed, that is the team name for the 1 in the 88 machines. They are currently first and second, like you implied. But Jason Adams, I do believe he is right there behind him, setting in third position on track, but not actually third position. He is one lap down, trying to get it back.
Oh yeah, he wants to get it back the hard way, and that's what he's going to do. Same thing with Nick Rader. So. And is that Ernie there? Yeah, Ernie's there too.
He is right behind Richard John.
Like I said, this is when patience comes in hand. When you're on fresher tires, you just got to be a little patient. Behind the drivers that have to, unfortunately, double stint.
Yes, double stinting can be kind of hard because you're out there on super worn tires and you're almost tiptoeing around somewhat. You're at least going to be at least a second and a half, 2 seconds off the pace. And that will tend to add up over time, as he's already fallen 9.5 seconds back, so.
Yeah, he's just cruising. The Scholar Sixton leads that outside lane. This is the battle for 5th.
Four-way battle for 5th position. Dion currently holding it, but almost 4 wide. Skylar Sixton trying to get around the outside, and Wrongich just, he's got fresh tires, I believe. I think, I can't remember.
3 Fords and a Chevy. It's actually a good looking paint scheme that there.
Well, 64 laps complete and only 1 caution out of the night so far. Hasn't been too chaotic. Jason Adams now getting past Philip Bridgman, setting his sights on Zach Deutscher, trying to get that lap back. As Philip has dropped back to 2 seconds off of Zach's pace. Richard Johns almost 4 seconds back, not quite. At least not at this moment in time.
Yeah, still plenty of racing left in the books here, so plenty more time to figure out all the strategies and get that going. Now once again do we see everybody stay out a little bit more later than the others to attempt to make it, or I guess that just all depends on the strategy, really.
Well, James Bryan is still on the lead lap, so I would see or suspect James to keep doing what he's doing as far as literally going the distance with his fuel tank.
Yes, I agree with you.
I want to say we got the restart, say at lap 53, and depending on who came down and pitted, not 100% sure if we were looking at the replay.
Carter and all, so it was Carter. Carter was already in the pits. Homestead was already in. Dion was already in. Neuscher was already in. I don't know if Phillip was. I'm not too sure. So as you see, there's some back end damage to that 21.
Doesn't really surprise me with how much he's been on the wall today.
Tire marks on that wall too, that's for sure.
Whether that came from getting in the wall or...
He hit in the rear.
Yep, came from one of the two. I don't know about you, but I'm surprised about Phillip staying up there in second place at this moment. He normally just plateaus down the cliff after a short while, but he has just been able to, stay in second place once he's gotten here. Very surprising. Normally we just don't see this out of Phillip, but that could be just how many people behind him are actually double stinting a set of tires right now.
Oh, he's got bubbles on his car. Oh.
Yeah, he's got bubbles on his, and Zach's got bricky.
That's what I thought.
I wonder if he's made one with Julian on the hood.
I think so. Because I think I've seen like 3 trailer cars with green screens on them, so it's possible. So as this battle intensifies back here for P5, Matthew Huntsaker trying to get past Rongnich Nice and Jacob Carter now making the pit stop as Rongnich and Huntsaker now make theirs. Eek. I like that initial eek. That's for Ernest King. So after all the rounds of pit stops are done, we'll do our little cutaway. You see Nick Rader in. Skyler's coming in. Brandon Moore's coming in. Josh Smalls is making a pit stop. Right on board with Phillip here. You hear him shutting his car off, going through the turns to save as many laps of fuel as he can. As you see, Justin Steves moves up to P4. Jason Adams in. I wonder if they short pitted. That is a possibility.
I think perhaps a couple of them did for sure. But I don't think everybody here is short
Zach
pitting.
Boyce
A
is
couple
now
of them.
pitting. Sorry.
I think a couple of them actually had to come in. Others just going longer than others, and some short pitting, yes, but I don't think. Sometimes it's difficult, Brian, because whenever lead lappers start to come in and pit and you're like in the top 5, it's only a matter of time before you actually have to come in, because you know they're going to have the fresher tires. You don't want to be out there forever and not have the fresh tire.
Richard Johns beats them off the pits of Zach Deutscher and Bridgman. He had a 14.8 second stop. Deutscher had a 15.2. Yes. But yet again, Will, that comes with your entry to get on and in your box. The smoothest. You can make up so much time doing it that way. So, once James goes into the pits and completes it, we will do our little breakaway here. You see there, James Bryan cruising around. Steve's with a 10-second pit stop. I wonder if that is just fuel and some right sides. But James Bryan is a strong competitor, very good with all the strategies. Kevin Roy's now in the pits. You see James just letting them go by. Go ahead, sir. You go ahead and get your lap back. So now James is making his scheduled pits. As Jacob Carter will sit comfortably P2. Then Richard Johns and Philip Bridgman. And now that he has completed his pits, we will do our little favorite part of the section here. Enjoy. as we get back to the action here, Jacob Carter P3. Give you guys a little crank it up for quite a few laps.
Bridgman able to drive back into second place. And he's got a comfortable, real comfortable margin over Jacob Carter.
Yes, he does. Which I'm happy for him because he's been wanting to get into the round of 4.
Oh, big moment for Jacob coming out of turn 4. Almost walled it with the tank slap, but was able to keep her straight. Excellent drive by the wheelman of the 20 machine. Thought for sure it was going to get wrecked, but Dion having another good night tonight in that 78 machine in 5th place. Love to see it. Get a good look at Zach Goisher making his arc into turn 1. Nice paint scheme for Richard Johns with Fast Pro Shop Tracker Boats this evening, number 881 machine. As he's coming under attack from Dion. Dion has really been able all night long. Dion has been able to wrap that bottom lane to perfection. Brandon Moore trying to dig his way back into the top 5 after qualifying on the pole, leading a bunch of laps. But at the moment, Zach Goisher in command of this race, fairly comfortable. Got a 2.5 second gap over his teammate Philip Briscoe in second place. And this battle for third, well, it's not really a battle anymore because Dion has gotten by Jacob Carter. This is as high as Dion has been all night into third place. Really tight-knit field here at Homestead this evening, I would have to say. Matthew Hunsaker, he hasn't really dropped outside the top 10. I think he had a moment where he was outside the top 10, but it didn't last for too long. He got back up there.
Josh Small having a very great run tonight there, Will. P10.
Yes, and yes, we've seen him up there. We've also seen him through the cycle of pit stops. I want to say he's led a lap or so.
I believe so. If not, then maybe second the highest.
Yes, so. But he's been up there, that's for sure. I know he restarted this last caution that we had. He restarted, I want to say third or fourth. So
fourth.
Pit stop.
That's Kevin Lloyd.
Yeah, but I think he crashed because he was entering the pits, and then all of a sudden his dot disappeared and reappeared. I am so confused.
Me too. As Josh Small moves up to 9th.
Yes, slowly, methodically working his way through the top 10 here, trying to work on Rongich, as Rongich just can't seem to stay out of that wall. That is the consequence of getting too high there, or maybe he wasn't quite in it. He looked like it, but not quite. But Josh really able, very similar to Dion there, Brian, about able to wrap that bottom lane. Very, very great lane choice by the driver of the 13 and 78 machines here tonight. Just really able to get down there and just get it to where they need to go. 3 seconds separate, no, my apologies, 6 seconds separate second to third. Let's see if Dion here, maybe, can eventually run down Philip Bridgman. He just may need a little bit more gas in the tank. Dion seems to be really strong on the long run. And, you know, sometimes you just need more gas in the tank to just get you that farther up the field. But with the 50% fuel tanks here in the BNR Racing Series, you know, you never can tell what you're going to get as far as the type of racing. And
as you see, they were all in the pits. Oh, there are only 2 of them.
Yeah, Zach Rongich looks to be one of them. Excuse me. Joe Stipe in 10th position at the moment as they run. He's had a quiet evening this evening. Richard Johns, Jacob Carter choosing the pit now.
Liking the pit strategies by a few of them.
I am too, but they're still going to need to pit one more time.
Our view of Justin Steves there.
If you can go to lap 110 now. Yeah, now.
No, 114.
Yes. If you can go to lap 114 and that be, that should be your final pit stop of the evening. But
I don't think it's gonna happen though.
yeah, I don't.
Some of them will try it, but I don't think it's gonna.
Well, James Bryan for sure is going to try it. Okay, we know for sure he will try it.
Josh
He
Long
is
moves up to
literally.
P5.
James is literally the last truck on the lead lap. Like, he is literally barely
Right
in
in
front.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
he's cruising. You and I both know that. He's just cruising.
Yep.
Because they have won a lot of races over in the SRU. And him and his son, excuse me. Unfortunately, his son's not here. It would have been nice to see both of them here tonight, but always good to have them over here in the BNR. They're very respectful over here, so we don't mind them over here. So, see Dion
Josh
Johnson
making his scheduled pit stop, and yes, Johnson as well. He's pitting from the 3rd position. Brandon Moore pits from the 4th position.
But Deuscher and Bridgman continue to stay out. They're going to try to get every ounce of laps that they can.
Well, Bridgman in the pits, it says. Very surprising that he hasn't been able to go further here this evening. But that's also the type of consequence you pay for kind of just letting it all hang out up in the top 3, I guess you could say. We got to pit sooner than later.
Yes.
Looks like Zach is pitting here. Brian will get his lap back. And how much longer will James stay out there? Time will only have to tell. Will Joe Stipe stay out, or will he come in? Trying to find him on our... Oh, he's all the way on the back straightaway. Oh, excuse me. Oh, my. Just
Joe
full of
Stipe's
gas
pitting
this evening. Indeed. But Justin Steves does not, so yes, he will take the lead. I was going to say maybe, but he does.
113 of 134.
103.
I'm so sorry. It's just
It's okay. You just wanted to get this race a little bit further along.
they're doing good, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Justin Steves now pits. That was put the lead back in the hands of James Bryan.
But Zach Deuscher, he has fresh tires. He is coming after his lead back. At least we think he has fresh tires. We speculate.
No, he probably
Normally this. Oh, yes, but, you know.
Zach Deuscher is getting that great run. Ran in down, no problem. I wonder if that is going to hurt James when he pits. As you see right there, Zach Deuscher gets around James. I think he's trying to do it on one more stop. In other words, this last stop here would be the final. And I can see him doing that.
Everybody here just kind of somewhat strung out. You got Justin Steves, first car 1 lap down. Truck 1 lap down. Just in front of second place man Philip Bridgman. You can just see how much James Bryan is being conservative with. Falling now into the clutches of Dion. Dion's going to get a free, pretty easy pass here. I was about to say a free pass, but he don't want to get anybody confused.
Oh, he did not make it to 114. He made it to lap 108.
But with the amount of fuel that we know that he's been saving, I'm pretty sure that this will be his final stop of the day.
Oh yeah, I agree with you.
If not, he'll run out on the final lap. You know, only time will tell.
Zach Deuscher. Wait, let's do this little line-up thing. There you go. As we say it, and then we're like, okay, well. Anyway, you see there Zach Deuscher in first. We're going to put Stipe a lap down. Comfortably riding almost 3 seconds ahead of his teammate there in P2. The Canadian himself, Mr. Philip Bridgman. And a little bit behind him, we have Mr. Dion.
Solid and great night for Dion. 25 laps to go. We suspect everybody except for the 55 truck to make one more pit stop. Everybody owes us at least one more. At least. Jacob Carter riding comfortably in the 4th position. Brandon Moore, our pole sitter of this race. He's 11 seconds off the lead pace, but he's riding in 5th position and is still inside the top 5 comfortably. And 3 seconds off of him, or 4, whatever you want to call it, 3 to 4, is Richard Johns, who has had an excellent night here tonight. Probably not the run he wanted. He probably wants to be inside the top 5 when it's all said and done. He has had a tremendous night, leading a bunch of laps here. Really, really strong early on. Then you got Rongich, right behind him, a couple of seconds back, who is Zach tonight. He has had an up and down, kind of like just an up and down ping pong night. Can't, stay out the wall. Just doesn't have the speed, it seems, here this evening. Skylar 60 in 8th position. He's another one who's kind of been up and down. He's been outside the top 10 sometimes, then he's been trying to dig his way into the top 5. Looks like he might be pitting this lap, perhaps, you think? Maybe?
Yes. The top off.
Hunsaker. Another driver who hasn't really been out of the top 10. He's pretty much been there, I would say, 80% of the night tonight. At the moment, only 9 competitors on the lead lap. Josh Small, he's got about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, maybe somewhere around there. He is the final. Oh.
Okay.
He is the final competitor on the lead lap, as now we have 8 as Matthew Huntsager takes his final pit stop of the evening to come in and top off, or maybe put that last set of tires on. Justin Steves back here. Good run for Justin as well, if it's able to stay off in the top 10.
This is the battle for the top 10 here, as Adams now takes that away.
Dion has closed the gap down to Bridgman. It is within a second, I want to say.
Yes. Close enough to it. You see Richard Johns and all of them now making their final and last pit stop. Same thing with Zach Deuscher. That will hand the lead over to Philip Bridgman, and Philip Bridgman will now be the leader with 18 to go. With Dion just about a second behind him. Does Philip and Dion have the fuel? We don't know.
I don't think so.
Find out. If anyone has the fuel, I think it's James.
But with everybody coming in and basically having these short pit stops, it's not really helping out James's strategy. He needs them to stay in their pit box a little bit longer, and it's not helping his strategy one bit. So he's only been able to gain a few positions here.
Oh yeah, you see Deuscher comfortably P3, and behind him is Justin. So only 4 competitors on the lead lap, will from 5th on back down to 13th. Just 1 lap down. I think you boys are going to have neutral lines by the end of this race. But as you see, Justin Steves in danger to going a lap down if Philip can catch him. I think Dion's been saving a little bit of fuel behind Bridgman there, so you see Hunsaker looking to get one of his laps back. As he's currently 2 laps down. So if I'm Phil, I'm just going to let the 40 go. Do not race him. Do not ruin your race. You can hear him clutching it. Right into the in-car Philip Bridgman. Slowly closing in on a 3 to go, Will.
You mean 13 to go?
Yeah, I don't know why I keep saying that. Actually, no, what I meant to say is 10 to go. That's right. Who's pit? Oh, Jason. So I see Jason Adams now making his pit stop.
Yeah, it's real interesting here to see how long Bridgman has stayed out. You think it might hurt his strategy just a tiny bit as Dion looks to the inside trying. I think he led that lap.
And it's funny, Will, because these two are fighting for the position to get locked in, so these are the two that are duking it out. So,
well, that's just how racing goes sometimes.
oh yeah, I agree with you. You see Dion's going in. Close it in on 10 to go, Will, as Phillip still continues to stay out. Does he have enough to get to the end? I don't know. If he does, God bless him. That he pulled that strategy the way he needed to. This boy's been clutching it ever since he came out of the pits.
Well, Dion was able to pit and stay on the lead lap. At least at the moment.
I don't think Phillip's going to run him down. Oh, Phillip does have 59 to go. So that is about to hand the lead over to Zach Deuscher. Unfortunately, that is not what Phillip wanted, but he's got to do what he's got to do, so. Oh, yes, he did.
Has Justin Steves made his final pit stop?
Yes. I believe so.
Well, battle for third position. Dion and Phillip Bridgman back at it again. And with Phillip coming in pits. That puts 10 competitors on the lead lap. First one lap down at the moment is Josh Smalls in the 13th truck, setting in 11th position. If a caution was to occur, Phillip defending that third position for all he can. Both these drivers probably have the same amount of worn tires. Jacob Carter, though, right there.
Look at him go. Look at those two go.
Jacob Carter is going to look around the outside to try to get around Bridgman, and that is going to, looks to be successful.
Phillips doing everything he can to hold off the 78th. Ooh.
So Justin Steves did owe us a pit stop. Carter, Bridgman, Johnson right there. That's the top, second down to fourth. As Carter's going to drive away from those two now. Side by side still for the third position. At the moment, Brandon Moore is very far off this battle.
Well, as these two continue to...
Rongich got by Brandon Moore.
Phillip done whatever he can. But Zach Deuscher with a comfortable, almost 6-second lead over Jacob. But Carter is in a must-win, so unfortunately that will be that. So missed like a handful of races, and unfortunately short run for him.
Jason Adams and Justin Steves having a great battle for the final spot of the top 10. Justin Steves looking to the inside. Jason going to run that middle to high lane. Looks like Justin might get... He cleared him off the corner of turn 2 as they are trying to navigate the lead lap traffic of Dion Johnson riding in third position. If we haven't said it already, excellent run by Dion here tonight.
White flag
Zach
is
Deuscher
out.
has, yes indeed, I was about to say it, Zach Deuscher has taken the final lap. Once he has got out in that clean air, man, that's all he ever needed. Coming through 3 and 4 for the final time. Jacob Carter just didn't have enough time to try to run him down, as Zach Deuscher will take the checkered flag here tonight in the BNR Truck Series.
Great
Here
run
at
by
Homestead. Indeed. Drove it from the back to the front. Super patient with his moves. Looks like Justin Steves is going to get Jason Adams.
Something happened to Phil. Oh, Phil probably just pulled over. Victory celebration. Well, not victory, but That
Yeah,
will
Philip's
do it.
very notorious for, after getting the checkered, he just lets go of the wheel. That's the qualifying results, Brian.
Oh, we don't
So,
need
only
qualifying
12
results.
qualified. No, we don't.
This is what we need. And Deuscher was the biggest mover. 15 spots. Whenever he gets someone, I can pull. Oh, we'll talk to Jacob real quick. Jacob.
Yes, sir.
Hard fought second place, Jacob. Finally showed what she got there towards the end, and you were able to bring her home second, like we mentioned. If you maybe had a little bit more time, you think you could have ran Deuscher down? Looks like you kind of were.
Yeah. He was running out of gas and saving, so yes, I believe I would have, and maybe have a chance in the playoffs. And I don't know if that's going to affect anything or not, but I tried. I was going. I was trying. And I couldn't do anything else. So
Well, pretty good, valiant effort, nevertheless, Jacob. Um, how it looked like it was sometimes difficult out there to pass.
um, sometimes like better tires, they would have the grip, and then after about 20 or so laps, or 15 so laps, it'll loosen up on the top, and so that's why everybody went to the bottom, because it was so loose up top that you just couldn't handle it. If you did, if you overcorrect, you would go straight into the wall. So um, it was a fun race. Once the sun went down, it got a little faster. So just almost. That's all I gotta say. Almost.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to add, maybe, Jacob? Maybe give some shout outs?
Uh, Shout out to y'all for broadcasting every week. Shout out to my wife for letting me doing this. Shout out to the sponsor that's on the side of my car. Shout out to all the ladies that have had breast cancer in their past, and some of them have fought it off, some of them haven't. And I'd like to give my condolences to the people that have passed from breast cancer. So, all in all, um, just I don't know. I'm lost at words.
Well, Jacob, I understand not the finish you were hoping to get to advance yourself into the championship four there. I know it very dejected. I can totally relate to that. But still, nevertheless, the effort that counts. You put up one heck of an effort, that is for sure. But hopefully, regardless, you can come back next week and go for the win of the race.
Las
If
Vegas.
not, so I know you're pretty decent there, so maybe you could pull one out of the bag for the season finale, at least a win.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe if the truck will handle a little bit better. Yeah.
Alright there, bud. We'll get you back. Next weekend, I ain't gonna pull it up, but I'll talk to Zach. Mr. Zach D.
Hello.
Hey, so I don't think he qualified, Zach. So you started
No.
way way down the total poll. Really took you a while to get into the top 5. Didn't take you too long to get into the top 10. But more so, once you got up near the front, a couple of quick guys up there for sure. But once you got in that clean air, man, it was clean sailing from you from that point on. It just about looked like. Just describe your run here tonight, Zach, and how you were able to come away with the victory.
Oh man, the truck was unbelievably good. I could run that bottom. I'm not a bottom feeder, and man, I was hooked up against that white line tonight. It was a fun race. We started with a stint. Me and Phil decided to take our first stint with double stinting ourselves, so we didn't take tires our first pit stop, so that's why we kind of fell back. But once that all played out, I figured we were going to be up there, and that caution really saved us. And from there, once we got that lead, like you said, clean air, man, I can't explain how fast I felt. That truck was unbelievable.
It kind of looked to be difficult for some, easy for others to pass. How was it for you through going through all of the dirty air tonight, Zach?
Generally not even an issue. I just get past them and move on to the next person for me.
Next week is Las Vegas in the BNR Truck Series. What do you think about Vegas?
I hope to be in first place talking to you guys again.
Yeah, I know you normally run well at Vegas, so hopefully see you running up front again next week. Let's see, what else could we think of, Brian? How hard was it to manage double stinting the tires here tonight?
For me, it was actually not bad at all. Even though I ended up with the front right at 34, I still felt like I had over 50. Philip, I was a little not as great, but not. He did better on the tire wear, surprisingly, but he was feeling less confident, I guess. But other than tires were not an issue really.
Right on. You had a dominant performance tonight. Through the front, to the back, back to the front, back to the back. You were just all over, just like everybody else. Me and Will were impressed. Only just that one little slip-up caution we had, and then that was probably a miscommunication on someone's end over there. But
I don't know what happened there, but other than that, yeah, it was a great race. Everybody raced very clean, and it was fun.
Well, Zach, go ahead, Brian.
I was going to say, I can agree.
Any shout-outs or anything else you'd like to add about the race tonight here, Zach?
I just want to say, Philip, we got our first win in Bridgman Motorsports. Now we got to get you one, buddy. But shout out to all the drivers out there. Great run tonight for keeping it green for the most part. Shout out to you guys. Great broadcast as always. And on to the next week.
Well, congratulations there, Zach, on the win tonight. And like you said, hopefully you can go get them next week at Vegas.
That's the plan.
Yes, sir. Good job, bud.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
You too. Dion, I don't know where he is, but maybe I can try to pull Philip in here real quick. Let's see, we're going to talk to Phil. Philip.
Hello?
Hey!
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going. Exciting battle that you and Dion had before you made your final pit stop, and even after, came back out right on top of one another. Explain how the race went for you, Philip, and also the type of strategy you were trying to play here in this race.
It was definitely a tough one throughout the race. It was just trying to figure out when to take the tires, when not to take them. It's quite the struggle when it's like that, but it was just kind of hanging in there, trying to play it right.
Vegas is next week, Phil. How do you feel about Vegas?
Vegas is a great track. That's gonna be a blast.
And I do believe it will probably be under the lights. Not too sure yet. Probably under the lights. Everything looks better under the lights.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
yeah, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, was it kind of tough for you at all to pass out there tonight, Phil? Or
Uh, well, I guess it all depends. Like, half the time, like you were, well, like depending on how worn your tires were at the time, and comparing it to other people with like worn tires, or if they were on fresh tires, it was kind of tough to tell. Well, you definitely knew. Oh, like if you were on fresh tires, you were flying right by everyone. But like, I don't know. I feel like we're all on different strategies.
um, any anything else you'd like to add about the race? Maybe give some shout outs, Phil.
There's not too much. Like, just appreciate everyone who did show up to it. And, like, there was a good field there. It was very competitive. And thanks to you guys for putting it on. It's always some savagery having you guys broadcast it. And Zach Deuscher as well, the savage, making that win.
For Bridgman Motorsports, I heard. Or is it NR? I think it's NR.
I think we're going with the Bridgman Motorsports. It just kind of has a better ring to it.
Or BD Motorsports.
Well, like, the Niagara Region Motorsports wasn't bad either.
Yes. But anyway, sir.
Well, maybe you could sleep on it and think real hard and pick a name.
It's definitely not fully official. Like, it's for next season mostly, but we've already kind of started.
Well, anyway, great job, Phil. I'll get you back up there. I gotta see who's where and who's in and all that other great stuff. So, awesome job bringing home top 4. Me and Will loved the battle between you and Dion there. That was pretty good. So,
I was really trying. Like, I had a feeling it was down to me and Dion, and I was trying to give her all she got, but I definitely wasn't about to wreck him for it.
nah. You're good, sir. Well, anyway, hell of a job bringing her back home into the top 5, even with a little splash and go to get you to the end. So, awesome job, bud.
Appreciate it.
No problem. I'll get you back up there. Alright. Send her away.
Well, me and Brian would like to thank everybody for coming out and tuning in to the BNR Truck Series here at Homestead. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. It was a fantastic race, and hopefully everybody can come out and tune in again Thursday for the Xfinity race. Until then, though, we would like to wish everybody a good night and a good day.